guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Electric Slide Guitar Greats, where we're going to talk about Duane Allman. We got a lot to unpack today about Duane Allman. His slide playing is phenomenal. And basically, I've got you licks from two tunes, One Way Out and Statesboro Blues, which was a huge influence on him. As far as that tune in and of itself, because of the playing of a guy named Jesse Ed Davis, who we talked about before over on Patreon. And that was off Taj Mahal's debut album. And you can hear that in Duane Allman's slide playing, how Jesse Ed Davis influenced him. Now, a couple things about Duane Allman is he was born on November 20th, 1946 in Nashville, Tennessee. And his father, Willis Allman, was murdered. All right, and that led to his mother sending him and his little brother to military school for a while, which they absolutely hated before they moved to Florida. Duane Allman, like myself, started playing around age 14. That's when I started playing. That made me feel better, for sure. And he became... his music career is just wide and just varied. Of course, his first band was formed, I want to say, in 1961. It was called the Escorts. And in 1965, they both opened for the Beach Boys and then disbanded. In 1968 is when he learned slide guitar. And that's because he had a horse riding injury that apparently his little brother had given him a horse or something. And he had this injury, he was mad at him. So Greg showed up with Taj Mahal's first album and a quercetin bottle full of pills and left him on Duane's front porch because Duane was mad at him. But what I read, the story goes that Duane called him a little while later and said, "Hey, you got to get over here. I figured something out." And what he had done is taken the quercetin bottle, poured all the pills out, had listened to the Taj Mahal album, and was now playing slide guitar. He basically taught himself slide guitar while he had that elbow injury. He was a session man for people like King Curtis, Aretha Franklin, Herbie Mann, of all people. I never knew that. Wilson Pickett, and Boz Scaggs. And he also contributed to Derek and the Dominoes' 1970 album, Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs, which we all should know that. So basically what I've done is, like I said, I've picked two songs. One is, and I have my notes over here, so you're going to see me looking over here. One is One Way Out, and the other one is Statesboro Blues, which he is highly influenced in Statesboro Blues by the playing of Jesse Ed Davis, which I just find so interesting and also really cool. Just shows you that we all were influenced by somebody. So let's just start with One Way Out. And I'm tuned in open D. Now, Duane tuned in open E a lot, and that's just where his tuning was. Now, One Way Out is in the key of A, which means I'm going to have to reach up a little higher than he did. So if you're in open E, move everything down 2 frets. That's one full step on the guitar. And then Statesboro Blues was actually recorded in D. So I can do it on open D tuning just as if you're playing in open D and you're in open D. All right, so let's start with One Way Out. Now, one thing I've done is, of course, I've got the guitar in open D, and that's D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. And one thing I've done, this is the first string, that's the 6th string. Now I can tell you, one thing I've done to help myself with this process of learning. Like I was saying before, one thing I've done to help myself with this process of learning is I've got my Quilter amp, but I've also got a TC Electronic Rusty Fuzz. And it gives me, what I think is a pretty close approximation of a good sort of Duane Allman-esque tone. I've got my little cheapios $50 Squire Strat. I've got it set on the neck pickup. Everything's full blast, wide open. Basically got the fuzz turned all the way down and the volume up pretty good on it. And so it and the drive out of the amp are working together. Here it is without the fuzz. And here it is with the fuzz. And the fuzz gives it a little meat. A little bit more of that splat sound that I like to hear, So, anyway, all right. what I'm trying to do is get that ripped speaker sound for my slide playing. So like I said, One Way Out is in the key of A, and the opening lick for that is... Alright, pretty easy lick. I'm going up to the 19th fret, and I'm on string 4, and I'm playing it twice, and on the second time I'm pulling back to the 17th fret. And then I'm going to string 5 and playing on the 19th fret. And then I'm going back to string 4, 19th, 17. And then I'm going to string 5, 19, and then 17, 19 on string 4. And then again, and the second time when I go 19, 17, 19, string 4, 17, and then string 5, I just go to string 4 and hit 19 and give it a nice little vibrato. And that's one thing, guys, you need to work on is your vibrato for any of these players. And the way I do mine, and I've worked on it a long time. I have actually, I might link the other video I have in the quick licks, which talks about how to get a good vibrato. I'm going to do that because basically I anchor with my thumb on the back of the neck. And you see, then my thumb stays in one spot. And the rest of my hand moves back and forth, and I kind of use my thumb like a fulcrum. I'm going to link that video to this so you can see how I get a good, solid vibrato. So that's the first lick. Now the next one's this cool little filler, and I've got a few different licks, as you'll see if you're a member over on Patreon, which, by the way, only $1 a month, and you get all the tabs. You'll see in the tabs that I have some little short licks, and one of them's this. Or excuse me, it's 19. So, and that's a cool little, that's a cool little thing to me, and that's something you find in a lot of Duane Allman's playing, is that he wasn't afraid to move around on the neck and find stuff other than right around the area that I call it first position, when your root is on the 6th string. So that's A. A down 1 octave would be at the 7th position. Well, we're at 19. So, what is that? You're going to go up into 17 on 17th fret on string 3. And then you're just going to pull back to, or to the 19th fret on string 3, excuse me, and then you're going to pull back to the 17th fret on string 4. Woo! Alright, and that's all there is to that, is just this. And that's all you got to worry about with this, guys. That little cool little lick. Now let me look at my next lick. My next lick also is another cool little thing. Now, it is just... Huh. That's all that is. Now, what's he doing? He's doing the first part of the main lick. And then he's sliding down to 17 on the 5th string. And then to 16 on the 5th string. And he's coming up to it. Like that. And it's so cool. So it sounds like this. I'll do it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It goes by kind of quick when he does it and when I do it with the band, but it's a neat thing. And what he's doing is he's landing on the 3rd of A. So he's landing on a C sharp. Isn't that cool? And it's just like doing it this. But he's doing it down low. So neat. So much you can learn from his playing, you know? All right. Now, he had these cool little things he was doing in One Way Out that were like this. And I'm looking at my notes. I can't see that well, and I've got to see it. Hold on, let me look. All right, here it is. He has these cool little things. If you listen, they're very quiet. They're just these that he's doing. So, all right. So what's he doing? He's taking that main lick and he's going. All right. So let's just outline the entire lick instead of just saying, "Oh, just add this to the main lick." Don't you hate when I do that? All right. Going 19. 19 onward on string 4. 19, 19, then slide down to 17. Now you notice that I slide. I don't hit that 17 with my finger with my right hand when I get down there. And then 19 on the 5th string. And then 19 on the 4th. 17 4th, 19 5th, 17 4th, and then he does that. So he's going to strings 2 and 3 and going to 19, basically from 18 to 19. So he's got that nice little thing, and it's so tasty. I love Duane Allman's slide playing. As I was growing up, I was never a huge fan of the band until one night I was driving home from Cross County to Mayflower, Arkansas. I had been visiting a friend of mine. Actually, I had visited my grandparents, then I went to visit a friend of mine. Not that this matters in the lesson. And I was driving home, and they still had the King Biscuit Flower Hour at that time, and I was listening to it. It was a Sunday night, and I was on my way home. About a 3-hour drive, and I listened to the entire, and they played the Allman Brothers Live at the Fillmore album, and that was it. I was caught. Duane caught my ear, and I was never going to go back. I was about 18 years old. So all my guitar playing up to then had been devoted to guys like Robert Johnson, Sunhouse, Chuck Berry, Duane Eddy, all those cats. So anyway, there you go. So, and that's such a cool little thing, and he does that kind of stuff all the time. Statesboro Blues, they have this neat thing where they go. All right, so they have that. Now, I don't have that part in the tabs, but if you want to do that, let me just show you how to do it real quick. You can go to the 12th fret, because now all of a sudden we're in the key of D. We're playing a D-tuned guitar, or I am. And I'll tell you, I tell you this every week, is that I had a really bad experience tuning up to open E. All right, so what is that? You're going to go on the 5th string, 12, 10 on the 4th string, 12 on the 5th string, 10 on the 4th string, 12 on the 4th string. So I play behind the slide for that kind of stuff because that's just how I do it. It's easier for me to put my first finger and catch that 10. But if I were going to play it Duane style, I'd have to. So that would be, which really sounds cool, man, because he was, yeah, that's a good thing. So you play all the notes with the slide, and on that 10, you're going to drag down to it. All right, now that lick, is actually a part of the lesson, and it's on here. Not that other wasn't part of the lesson. I mean, I did just teach it to you, right? I mean, come on. Let's be real here. If a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? I don't know. Anyway, all right, this is a cool lick. Very, I would call this a Duaneism. I mean, it's... All right, and all that is we're going to go to the 12th fret on the 3rd string and go up to the 12th. And then 12 on the 4th string. And then up to 12 again, so... And you're going to let that drag down a little bit, and then you're going to come up on the 3rd string at 12. And then you're going to go 12, 10, 12. So on the 4th string, 12, 10, and then 12 on the 5th string. So it's... All All right, what a cool sound. I love the way Duane Allman voices his notes. Now, finger blocking is a big deal for him too, so I may, if I can find the video, I have a finger blocking lesson also, and I will try to link that in the comments to this as well for you guys, both on YouTube and you guys over on Patreon. I love you both. Hey, if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber on YouTube and you're not a subscriber on Patreon, or either one, please subscribe. It really helps me out with the channel if you like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you subscribe on Patreon, you're helping me out material to keep these things going. All right. So there we go. This is a very cool lick. Man, that's one of those real famous Duane-isms, as I call them. All right, and that comes from Statesboro Blues. We're working out of the first solo section of each of these songs. So, if you go through the song, you're going to find all kinds of neat things. And I would encourage you to listen to these tunes. I'll try also to link those. There's going to be so many links in here, we're not going to know what to do with ourselves. All right, so this one. All right, what is happening here? We're going to the 12th fret on the 2nd string, and then playing it twice on the 1st string at the 12th fret. And then back to the 12th fret on the 2nd string. So then I'm going up to the 19th on the 1st string, and then 15th and coming up, and then 17th on the 2nd string, 15th on the 2nd string, 15th on the 3rd string, and 17th on the 2nd string. So, all right, get into those licks, man. Get in there and listen to this stuff and just dig in. This is some of the best slide playing you'll find. I love this stuff, and I use it a lot live. Okay, guys, next lick we're going to talk about. I had to take a little pause in there just to look at this lick a little bit, because some of these licks, they just go by so fast the way Duane plays them and the way they sound when he plays them. And I would just encourage you to get in there and listen to this recording, listen to all his stuff, and find what you like and pull it out. All right, guys, so for this next lick, again from more of the opening solo of Statesboro Blues, he has this really cool sounding lick. So, all right, so what is he doing there? I had to do it really slow for you because doing it fast, it's so hard to get it wrong, to get it. Oh, it's so easy to get it wrong and so hard to get it absolutely correct. He was such a good slide player. Okay, so he's going from 11 to 12 on the 2nd string. And then he's playing 12 on the 3rd string. And then he's going 12 to 10 on the 2nd string. And then he comes back to 12 on the 3rd string. And then so he's going like that, and basically he's doing that over and over. You know, the second time he does it, he has that neat where he's grabbing strings 2 and 3 at 12, at 11 and sliding up to 12. So, all right, so that's only on the second time he does it, and then he didn't do it, so he does that twice. And then 1st string, 12-10, 2nd string, 12-10, 3rd string, 12-10, and then he lands on 12 on the 4th string. All right, so it's all right, there's the lick, guys. All right, now this last Duane Allman lick that I have for you, before I'm going to try to show you one of my own little adaptations from that tune. This is also from Statesboro Blues. And basically what he's doing is he's up on the 12th fret still. That's where he does that solo, just right around between the 12th, the 10th, and basically the 19th fret. That's the lick. All right, so what's he doing? 2nd string, 12, down to 10, 12 on the 3rd string, and then 12 on the 4th string. So, all right, and then he jumps back up to 10 on the 2nd string, and goes to 12 on the 3rd, and then 2nd and 3rd string is going to go to the 12th fret. All right, those are all the actual Duane Allman licks. Now I want to show you something that I figured out for some behind the slide playing. All right, guys, and for the last lick in this Duane Allman lesson, I'm actually going to show you a lick that I pulled out of the solo. I'm assuming it's Dickie Betts. I may be wrong. Maybe Duane's just switching to his fingers to play the second part of the solo that's played without the slide. And it's that part that goes, that part, you know. Right, like that. Now that's actually the sound of the lick out of the song. Now there's two ways you can play it. I like playing behind the slide on stuff because it gives me a little more leeway, and it makes it a little easier for me, not moving this thing all around. Now you can do it that way. I like that, but I wanted to show you a way to get it to ring a little more. So I'm going to go up to 12 on the 3rd string, and then with my first finger I'm going to be on the 9th fret on the 1st string, and then 12 on the 2nd and 3rd string with a slide. So I'm going to go 3rd string 12, 9th fret 1st, 2nd, 3rd 12, and then I'm going to play several notes on just on the 12th fret of the 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them actually, and then I'm going to end up on the 3rd string on 12. So, all right, there's the first part of the lick. That's the easy part for me. This part isn't so easy. So it goes. All right, so what is that? Basically, we're going to go several times in triplets. We're at the 9th fret on the 1st string with our finger, and then we're going to be at the 12th fret with the slide on the 2nd and 3rd string. And I would encourage you, work with your finger blocking here. I don't have it down yet. See, I have it all coming together. Or you can go 14, 12, 12. Which I like that, but I don't feel as much control. Alright, so you're going to do that. Boom, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it. You're doing it 3 times. Then you're going to do it one more time. And then you're going to go 12, 10, 12 on the 3rd string. And then you're going to go 4th string, well, you're going to go 4th string, 12, 10, 5th string, 12, and then on strings 2, 3, and 4, 12. Alright, so that was an invention of my own that I don't even have a handle on yet. But hey, enjoy it, guys. And like I said before, if you want the tabs, they're over on Patreon. And I'm not going to bother putting them up for sale by themselves, because by themselves they're $5. You really get more bang for your buck if you just subscribe at $1 a month. And you get all the tabs for everything. And you can go through and pick and choose and see the lessons and see all the wonderful stuff that I've got going on over there. Oh, and by the way, don't forget about the free lessons that I put on Patreon as well that you can go check out. What's your process? And I'm moving Quick Licks to Patreon now. But I'll share it to my sites and let you guys know when it's there. And then you can go over there and check it out. All right, folks. Have a great week. Got any questions, let me know. And most of all, enjoy this.